All right, we should be live. Hello everyone and welcome to Utechpia. Today we have a good question asked. Is 1 terabyte of storage enough? Well, that question is, it depends, right? Because it depends on what you want to use the computer for. For gaming, it should be plenty. For creative work, it should be okay if you're not doing like a lot of 4K editing or storing a lot of content. But the best answer is using your current computer and using your current workflow. Look at how much disk space you're using so that you know how much disk space to get on your next computer. For the majority of people that don't know how much disk space they need, 1 terabyte or 1 TB should be plenty. Now, you can get 1 TB in different type of format too. You can get it in like an SSD like this, which is typically cheaper. You can get it on NVMe drive like this, which is much more expensive. Like the picture in the back, that's a 4th gen NVMe drive, which is $200 for 1 terabyte, which is very expensive and a little bit overpriced now. Or you can get really cheap 2 terabyte hard drive for like $50. So there's a lot of different types of drives you can get too. So I'm still deciding right now if I should install on my new computer right here an SSD drive or an NVMe drive. So I can return one of these and I can install the other one. The 1 terabyte drive is $200. The 4 terabyte drive is a little bit more than $200, but that's a lot of storage. And SSD right now is still pretty fast compared to normal hard drives. And for most things, unless you're copying files directly from NVMe drives with another NVMe drive, you probably won't notice the speed difference between these in day-to-day performance. In benchmark, of course, this is really fast, but this one is like can go as fast as 3.5 gigabyte per second transfer rate. So super fast. They also get very hot, so you have to make sure you cool them very well. But in terms of boot performance, these two, so I should say there's hard drives too, but we're not even talking about regular SATA hard drives because those drives are really slow right now and they are not something that you should put on a modern computer. Now, if you're on a super budget, I would recommend a small SSD, something like a 500 gigabyte or even a 256 gigabyte as your main drive, then get a regular 2 terabyte hard drive to supplement your storage. But if you're not on a budget, just go for SSD and get the biggest size you can afford because that should be plenty enough for you. Now you can also combine SSDs with hard drives even if you're not on a budget. But if you can afford it, it's better to go all solid state because everything is quiet and these solid state drives are much more reliable. Only time if you want to go to an NVMe drive is if you want super fast performance and if budget isn't really a concern for you. For now, I think SSDs are the better value and NVMe drives should be coming down in price very shortly. So I might wait for the holidays to buy myself an NVMe drive. You might have noticed on the last computer build we did for Jeremy's build, we used this exact drive for him and he loves it because it's very fast. But for me, I might not want that right now because I can always add an NVMe drive when they start going down in prices. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and return this one. So let me go ahead and return this one. And let's install this 4 terabyte SSD drive because 4 terabyte will be plenty. I'm going to keep everything in one drive to boot from, to install my games, to install my streaming software, to install my applications, to do photo editing, to do video editing, all in one drive. And 4 terabyte, plenty enough. Definitely is because my current Mac right now, I'm using 1 terabyte and I do have to manage the files and have external drives and it works, but I'd rather have one drive that's 4 terabyte to handle everything. So let's go ahead and crack this box open and let's install this SSD drive. This is a Samsung one. This is a very modern one, relatively modern one, 860 EVO, and they should last a very good amount of time. So you got the manual, you got the drive. It's as simple as that. So the drive is just, it's just drive. So nothing more than that, but 860 EVO, 4 terabyte drive. So let's pop this thing into the computer and let's get going. So one thing you will know during this installation is that this computer has the fans on. Don't worry, my computer is not powered on. When you install any drives, you should have your computer off. Even if your drives are hot swappable, you should still turn off your computer. So in this case, my computer is off, but the fans are on. So let me turn over to a different view and let me show you what my computer looks like. So let this computer load. Okay, cool. So here's the computer currently. Oh, I forgot to add my action figures. I should add some action figures. Hang on. Let me add some action figures. But in the meantime, I'll let you glaze into the fans. I'll be right back. Gonna add my action figures. I'll just add 3 action figures for now. Let me see which ones I want to grab. All right, cool. I got my action figures. So we got a couple of action figures to work with today. We got the Hulk. There we go. Hulk looks good right there. We got Spider-Man. Spider-Man likes to hang out right around there. And we got Donkey Kong. He likes to just literally hang out right there. All right, cool. So that's kind of the computer right now. And Jeremy helped pick out these fans for me. These are GIM KB11 fans. They look really great. My favorite thing about them is that they are mounted backwards right now because it's currently blowing air into the computer. And usually, computer fans that are mounted backwards like this, the back of the fans don't look good. But these back of these fans look great. And also air is blowing in from the bottom here. You see how air is blowing out? That's the front of the fan, and that's the back of the fan. So these fans look great in that orientation. All right, so we got some comments on YouTube. Let's check out the comment. Oh, cool, cool. Crispy Chris says, how's it going? It's going pretty good, Crispy Chris. Thanks for stopping by. Let me know if you have any questions. We're going to install a 4 terabyte drive. We're going to install this baby right here. It's a 4 terabyte SSD drive in this amazingly new build I have. And this is rocking a Ryzen 9 3950X CPU, 32 gigabyte of Crosshair LPX RAM here. We got the GeForce RTX 2070 Super and a Tomahawk X570 motherboard. So we're loading it up with this hard drive right now. So let me go ahead and get to it really quick. So this motherboard already has the SATA port wired right here. And the back of the case, you see there's carriages for the hard drives. And particularly, we wired the top of this cage. There's each cage. Let's open this up here. I'll show you. This case is the Lee & 011 XL case. So here we got the 2 carriage for hard drives. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just open up one of the carriage right here. So to open up the carriage, it's a little bit tricky because you actually have to undo this thumb screw right here. So once you undo the thumb screw, whoa, I dropped the thumb screw. Where did it go? Oh, hang on. I think it fell on the ground somewhere. 1 second, technical difficulty. I'm gonna put down the phone while I look for the thumb screw. I think it hit the ground. Maybe, maybe not. Where's our little thumb screw? We shall look for the thumb screw. There it is. I found it. I think that's it. No, that's not the thumb screw. Huh, where did the thumb screw go? 1 moment. Technical difficulty. I don't want to have a thumb screw running around in my computer. So let's see if I can tip this out to see if we can get the thumb screw out. Oh, oh, there it is. Nope, that's not it. So 1 thumb screw missing, huh? Where did it go? Could have sworn it was here. Crispy Chris says, I got storage dilemma myself. 2 terabyte isn't enough for me. Wow, really? What do you use 2 terabytes for? Are you doing a lot of video editing, or is that, are you just storing a lot of games? Because nowadays, if you have a lot of games, you can also keep your games on Steam and only download them when you need to, and when you want to play them. It's pretty fast to download these days. So 2 terabytes should be plenty, but if you want more space, it's always good to add some cheap SSDs, or if you're really on a budget, you can add some cheap hard drives, because hard drives are so cheap. You can get like an 8 terabyte drive for like $100 now. So really good deal. Anyway, I'm gonna just quickly tip my computer over to see if I can find out where that thumb screw went. Jeez, that sucks. Do I hear the thumb screw anywhere? Where's the thumb screw? Oh, there it is. It fell now. Now where did it fall? There's somewhere. in here is my thumb screw. Where did my thumb screw go? I'm gonna try to flip the computer upside down. Maybe then we can get it to come out. Ah! Where's the thumb screw? Where is it? Ah! Oh, there it is. Is that it right there? Huh. It might be here. Hang on. I'll show you the top view so you can see what's going on right now. Whew! It's getting hot in here trying to lift up the computer and trying to find this thumb screw. I found it. It wedged itself. Oh man. Thumb screw is wedged itself right underneath. I don't know if you guys can see it. Right. Let me turn on the light here. Right there. It's really hard to see, but there's a thumb screw right down at the bottom. How am I going to get that thing out? I tried to get a screwdriver. Ooh, it's really tough to get that one out. Maybe if I open this panel, I can slide that thumb screw out. So let me see if I can open this panel here. Right here. Slide this panel up. Do I have access to that area? Yes! Yes, my finger is touching the thumb screw. Right there. Literally touching the thumb screw. Can I grab it out? Yes! I think I got it. Hang on. Okay, I loosened it. Oh man. Okay, so I'm pushing it in. Is that a good idea to push it in? I think I should pull it out. Oh, like, let me grab a small screwdriver here. Let me see if I can push it out towards the back of the case. Yeah! And then I can grab it from the back. And of course, the screwdriver is not long enough because it's just bottoming out right now. So Crispy Chris said he's got two 500 SSD and a 1 terabyte drive. I got too many games. That's it. So here's the strategy. Which games do you stop playing? If you aren't playing with those games anymore, why don't you just delete them for now and then free up more space for other games? Or store them on a regular hard drive, like a solid normal hard drive for $100 you can get 8 terabyte drive. And for those drive, they're not as fast, but when you're playing games, the loading speed isn't that much difference. You can put your least played games on the old hard drives. But yeah, or you can wait till like Black Friday or Labor Day and buy yourself another SSD, or even pick up an NVMe to put your main boot drive on there too. So yeah, there's lots of options, but that's the cool thing about computer, right? Versus on a console. On a PC, you can add as many drives as you need. So there's my screw. You can see the screw right there. And my finger is right here. I just can't grab that screw. I need something to push the screw out, and then I can grab it with my finger right here. So let me see if I can find a thin stick, because the screwdriver isn't quite long enough to reach it. Yeah, so see, if I use my screwdriver here, you can see my screwdriver goes in, but just isn't quite long enough to reach it. And then my index finger here isn't long enough to get it out. Oh man, it's just right there. How do I get that thumb screw out? Alright, maybe, let me see if I can find something to push it out. Yep, true. I think I'm gonna go with that. Thanks for the help, man. For sure, man. And VlogTube, hey, how's it going, man? Thanks for stopping by. What's up? Well, right now, hope you're doing well from VlogTube. And yeah, unless you do lots of editing, right, 1 terabyte is plenty. And if you do video editing, it's always a good idea to get like a cheaper hard drive, like 8 terabyte SATA drive or external drive, to remove all the footage that you're not using at the same time. But 1 terabyte is plenty. Totally agree, my friend. Except for me, I decided to install a 4 terabyte drive. And that's just because I want everything in one drive, and I'm doing a lot of video editing too, as you can imagine. Glad you're doing good, my friend. I was doing good too until I got the screw stuck here. You can see the screw right there. I can't reach it. It's like right there inside my case. I'm trying to grab it out. So Academy Kingsway says hello. Well, hello, Academy Kingsway. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for checking the stream. Let me know if you have any questions. We're trying to install a 4 terabyte SSD drive onto my computer right now. But as you can see right there, my thumb can't reach that thumb screw that's kind of in the computer case. So I'm going to try to find something very small to kind of lodge it out so I can finish installing this drive here. Let me see if I have something a little bit longer and thinner and narrower that might be able to push it out. Who knows? Maybe this small little screwdriver might be able to do it. We shall see. Yes, this is enough. This is enough to push it out right there. Come on. Gonna push that screw out. Oh man, barely far enough. I don't think I can push this screw out anymore. Is it stuck? Oh, maybe it's stuck. Okay, let me open this cage here and see if I can. So let me open this cage, this lower cage here, and maybe I can pull that drive out. I mean, I can pull this cage and then take out the thumb screw. So we got another comment from Crispy Chris. Says, "Yep, I love the fact that I can say, let me just upgrade this hardware part. Can't say that way console except for small storage upgrade." Yeah, even the PS5 or even the Xbox One Studio that's coming out can't do that. So PC master race, man, for sure. All right, so let's see if I can remove this carriage here, and hopefully I can take out that thumb screw. Maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna go for it again. I'm gonna reach in and see if I can grab that thumb screw. So if I lift this up here, I can see if I can get this cage out. Man, they make it a little bit tricky to get into this computer case to install a solid state drive. So how do I get access to that? Let me turn this case around another 360 degrees so I can see what I'm doing from a different angle, like right here. Alright, so there's the screw, and I should be able to just, how did it get launched in there? Okay, let me get a screwdriver and see if I can get it out from this side. Come on, little screw. There we go. Yay! Almost there. Got it. Got it. Got it. I got it. Yes! I got my thumb screw out. Finally. Okay. Grabbing the thumb screw now. Got the thumb screw. Okay, so we don't care about this sledge here. In fact, we can actually screw this sledge back in with a thumb screw here. So let me put the phone down, or let me switch hands. That way I can screw this in. Hopefully I won't drop this thumb screw, because when I drop the thumb screw, we'll be in the same dilemma again, right? So we're gonna turn it righty-tighty so we can tighten it in. Alright, I'm putting it on the phone just for a moment while I screw this screw in, because I can't do it while I hold on to the phone. There we go. Maybe I need to, yes, I need to lift this tray back here. It's a little tricky for this case to install these thumb screw, because apparently there's a little mechanism here that locks the tray in, because I'm trying to put the drive into this area too, and I can't really slide this. Oh, this one comes out. Okay, so this one comes out. So all I need to do is install the SSD and slide it in there. So for this other one, let me see if I can screw in the thumb screw. So how does this little thing work? It's really difficult because I can't reach behind here to push up this little metal latch that lines up that screw hole. So let me see if I can do it from here. Push up this way. No. See, you see how this latch back here can slide up and down, and that pretty much locks this. See, now it's in, so it locks this. Okay, so you slide it up like this. Slide it up from the back, and then when you slide it up, you can slide this out. Once you lock it, you just slide this piece down there, and it locks the tray. So we can do it the same here. Let's see if I can slide. The hard part here is because the power supply is in the way. That's what makes it so hard. Power supply gets in the way of this. So that's kind of a bad design, because I want to lift up this metal bracket here, the outside bracket there, just a little bit. and I can't even get my finger down there to lift it up. So that's what I need to do. Maybe with a small screwdriver, I can lift this up. It's very difficult to lift this up. Oh man, it's difficult to lift it up. Maybe from here, I can try to lift it up. Very tricky. Very tricky. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I can lift it up from here. You see how when you lift this up, and then, okay, so I gotta hold this, and then I can lift this up here. There we go. So now it's in the locking position. So once it's in the, which position is locking? Yeah, down is locking. Oh, okay, so it was just out of place. So now it's in the proper locking position, but I can't screw it because it's down too low. So it just needs to be up just a little bit, like that. Yes! So now I can put my thumb screw in there and lock it in. Wow. Lee's case is nice, but this part makes it difficult. Let me put this phone down so I can screw this in now. So the bottom two SSD or hard drives sledge here, not really nice to work with. It's very difficult to move that up and down. But we can definitely get to this one much easier from the back here. You just slide this up and down here to open, and then to open allows us to slide the sled out. Pushing it down allows it to lock the sled. And then in this position you can screw it in. So now that we got the sledge out, let's go ahead and put our SSD onto it. So I'll switch over to the top camera. There you go. And I'm just gonna grab something to wipe down my sweat because I was sweating trying to find that thumb screw. It is getting hot in here. All right, so our SSD is right here. So here's our SSD. We're just gonna line it up with the bolt holes right here. That lines up with the bolt holes over here. So that once you slide this into the cage, it should connect to the hard drive. So let me show you the connection points again for that. So if you see right there, that's our hard drive, and you see there's our SATA connection here. So right there, it slides in, should be very good to go at the very edge right there. So there are patterns on this. So you see in the back here of the sledge, there's patterns for the SSD to screw in. So all we need to do, on the bottom of the SSDs, you see we have these bolts. So we just need to slide them in and screw them in there. So I'm gonna put this down. I'll show you the top view so you guys can see what's going on here. Right there. And we just need some little screws. There we go. Everything is lined up here. Just little screws, plop them in, and we should be good to go. So let me grab some screws, and we will do that installation right now. So we need very short screws because we don't want the screws too long. If you have screws too long, you're going to damage your drive because the screws will run right into the drives. Definitely don't want that. So I'm trying to figure out which screws that we need. Probably these small ones here should work. Yeah, these should work. So let me see if this will work. We'll screw it in. Yeah, little screws will work just fine. Yes, perfect. All right, so these are the same screws I used to, I don't know if you can see that. Here, let me get a better view for you guys. So these are the little tiny screws I use for the motherboard standoff. They seem to fit just fine to screw in the SSDs. So here's one, we'll put another one here, another one here, another one here, and then you see how the SSD has the connector sticking out. Once we put it to there, we can slide it in there, and it will connect right into the SSD at the end of that caddy right there of the computer case. So there's the computer case. Yeah, these caddies are hard to get to, especially this one here, this back one, much more difficult to get to. But these two, not so bad. All right, so let me finish installing that. I'll get the top view so you guys can see what's going on. And let me grab my screws here. Let's see if I can find, I'm just curious now if this other screw will work as well, because this other screw here is a little bit bigger. No, they won't work. The threads are different. So I got the right screws. I got them right screws. So here's another one. So I wonder if you guys can see that. So here's another screw. So we'll just screw that one right on there. Cool, cool, cool. And we'll get another one here. Yep. Just starting the threads just a little bit right here. And now I'll zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing. And we need one more screw. There we go. Here we go. All right, let me put this down. Let me start the threads. All right, cool. Now I'll switch over to the camera angles so you guys can see what's going on again. So there we go. We got the 4 threads started, and I'll just finish up screwing these guys in. So let me maybe turn off the light here. Is it too bright? Yeah, turn off the light. So focus on this screw right there, that one. Yeah, and then we'll work on this one first. Screw that in. So the hard drive is underneath the SSD, and this is screwing the SSD into this caddy. And this caddy, we're gonna slide into the case, which has the SATA port ready to connect to it. Yep. It's a nice way for Lee & Lee to allow us to install it. The cool thing I like about this case is that I don't need to buy any SATA cable, at least for the 4 built-in drives. The case comes with the SATA. For built-in caddy here, the case comes with the SATA connector. All right, I'm gonna tighten these in a little bit more, and then we'll slide it right into the chassis. So I'll give you guys a top view here so you can see. I'm just gonna tidy it up just a tad. A little bit, not too much, just barely, a little bit of torque. That's all I want. I just don't want the screws to like rattle and loosen themselves. So I just add just a tad of torque. I don't need anything to be super tight here. It's not like it's gonna bear any load or anything. It's just holding a very lightweight SSD drives in my case. That is all. And I think we got it. Here's the Samsung drive. Let's get that in focus. There we go, our Samsung 4TB SSD. Good focus, good focus. There we go, focus. And then it's mounted in the caddy, so we just need to slide this caddy into the computer, and it should line up with the SATA connector. So let me change that to this view here. And now we can see, here's our caddy with the Samsung drive right there. And all we do is gonna slide this in there, and let me turn the light. Oops, whoa, I almost swung that against my desk. So here's the caddy slot, and as you can see, the SSD, once we have it positioned correctly, we slide it in, and that's it. It should line up with the connector. Hopefully, we shall see. So let me slide in the caddy now. Oh yeah, of course, we gotta lift this little thing here. You see how we open this? So it opens the gate so that we can slide in the caddy. So now sliding in the caddy on both sides. Yay! Oh yeah, that's a good fit. I can feel it connecting. Yes, it did connect. Great, and now I can slide this down to lock it. So now I can't pull this out anymore. Both of these are locked now. Perfect, and then I can just tighten this down with a thumb screw. So I'll go ahead and put the thumb screw in there, and our installation should be done. So give me one moment. Let me grab my screwdriver so I can go ahead and tighten this in to install. Finish installing the SSD. So there we have it, just screwing it in now. Yep, that's it. And we don't need this very tight, just a little bit tight. I mean, just a little bit of torque. And in fact, if I put a little bit less, I won't even need the screwdriver to loosen this. But anyway, it's a little bit tight, but there's our SSD in there. It's installed, and that's it. That's all we need to do. Let's lift this computer back upright, and let's see how everything looks. So this computer should be turned up this way. All right, turn it around here. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna just make sure we got some lighting going on here so you guys can enjoy some beautiful RGB light. Again, the reason why the fans have lights right now is because I'm powering them with the external power supply, just so that you can see what's going on here. But yeah, I mean, other than that, there's really not much more to see because the SSD is now installed. We got some beautiful lights going on here. And the next step for me is install Windows on this bad boy and start playing some games. Any games you guys recommend? I'm thinking about trying the Fallout guys based on my friend Sammy Boy. He said the Fallout guys is really good, so I'm gonna try that. Oh, of course, we need our Hulk back in here. Hulk! And we gotta get our Spider-Man in here too. There's our Spider-Man. And we got Donkey Kong. He's gonna hang right there. So there is my computer, guys. Look at that. All chilling out on top of this GeForce RTX 2070 Super from MSI. And again, the fans are powered. Actually, I can actually turn on my computer right now. I haven't turned on this computer yet. I think now is the perfect time to turn on the computer. Holy cow, guys. Let me turn on the computer so we can see all these fans spin up and everything. Oh, I'm kind of nervous because I haven't turned on the computer yet. Let's see how that goes. Let's see how that goes. So, let me go ahead and unscrew this so I can get access to my cables. So we got a comment right now. Let me check out the comment. Comment says, how nice, from Academy Kingsway. How nice, I want to build a gaming PC too. Well, you can, and if you build a budget gaming PC, it's not that expensive. You can probably build a good budget computer for about $500–600. It's about the same price as a console, but you can do so much more on a PC. So save up, my friend. If you don't have enough yet, don't worry, save up, and just a couple months you should have enough. Yeah, for sure. All right, so let me undo these screws here so we can open this panel. So once I open this panel here, this panel on the side here, we can get access to the cables, and then we're gonna wire up these fans to actually connect to my computer power supply, and that way we can boot up and see if we can load Windows. Actually, that'd be exciting. So let me just go ahead and undo this and power up the PC. Ooh, this is so exciting. This is the first time this PC is gonna be on, guys. You guys are gonna witness this PC turn on for the first time. I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest, because I spent a whole week installing all the parts, doing it all live, but I haven't powered it up yet. So really hoping that everything got installed properly so that when we power it up, it will work. But if it doesn't, we will figure out what's going on and we will fix it. All right, so here's the back of it. And we can see it's a little bit messy, so I have to do a little bit of tidying up. And what I need to do is I need to put this phone down on a tripod so then I can install it. So give me 1 second. Let me grab a tripod so that we can put the phone on and let you guys see what's going on. So here's a tripod. I'm gonna grab this little table tripod here, and then we'll set it up so you guys can see what's going on. All right. So we got a little tripod going, and then we'll put the camera right into the tripod. Hopefully you guys can see what's going on. Let me loosen this up. There we go. So now the camera's on a tripod, and I can actually work hands-free. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this external power supply so that everything is gonna be power supplied by this power supply, and then we can finally boot up this computer. Let me clean up the wires just a tad for that. So we gotta make sure, the only thing, oh, and then we can get the RGBs to work from the motherboard too. But hang on, we'll do that next. So let me loosen up these Velcros, because we don't need this tight up right now. So here's these two cables here. So what we just simply need power to these two cables. Here's a power connection from, no, that's from the SATA drive. We don't want that. So looking for the power connection from the motherboard. Nope, that's another SATA drive. Oh my gosh, I'm making it more of a mess. So here's some SATA connections. So which one are we gonna use here? So I want to use the 3 SATA connectors, the one that has 4 SATA connectors. Okay, so this one's perfect. This one here is connected to my motherboard, or to the front panel already. And then does it have other pins? Yes, it has this one. And then I think it's just kind of wedged in there. We can pull it out. Yeah, that's it. Yes, this is the one we need to work with. Yes, maybe. Yes, it is. So this one's already connected to one thing down there. So there's 3 more ports available for fans and stuff. So this is perfect. I'm going to use this one to connect to this fan right here. Right now, once we're connected, it won't get power yet because the computer's off. And then we'll connect this other fan to this other port here. All right, so now when we turn on my computer, we can actually get everything spinning up, even these fans here that runs the cooler and everything. Oh, and I should plug in the monitor so I see what's going on, and I should get a keyboard too, so we can get into the BIOS. Ooh, this is exciting. This is exciting, guys. Hang on, let me grab a keyboard. I'm gonna grab a wireless keyboard from back here. Hold tight. All right, I got my dongle for the keyboard. And go back here. So I got a jungle in here. All right. I got my dongle for the keyboard. It's just a USB dongle. I'll plug it into maybe the back USB. Why not? Just gonna use a random USB port in the back here to plug it in. All right. So we got the USB port back there. We got my trusty keyboard here, and we'll turn on the keyboard, and then we are going to power up the computer by plugging it into the wall. All right, so let me get the outlet plug for the computer. Hopefully, there it is. All right, so I got the outlet plug for the computer. Oh no, this is nerve-wracking. This is nervous. So make sure that the power switch is off. I'll plug in the power. All right, this is the moment of truth. I'll let you guys watch from this side, because if everything goes well, we should see the fans turn on when I turn on the power. You guys ready? Let's turn on the power to my computer. All right, the power switch is on. Here's the power button up here. All right. I'm gonna hit that power button. I'm a little bit nervous. So here's the power button. Whew! All right, 1, 2. Oh, monitor, gotta plug in the monitor. For the monitor, we're gonna use the HDMI output for the monitor. So let's grab our monitor. I have a lapel monitor right here. It's portable, 15.6-inch monitor. I'll open it from the top view so you guys can see what I'm doing. So this is a lapel monitor. I love this little monitor. It's very compact and it's great to work with, especially for something like this where we're just doing an installation and we just want a monitor to power it up and see how everything looks and make sure the BIOS is working and everything. So I'm gonna pull this monitor outside of its beautiful box. I use this monitor for travel, but when I'm not traveling, I keep it nice and tucked away in here. And it's a big monitor. It's a full 15.6-inch monitor. What I love about it is that it's got the stand here. I can use it as a stand, or I can just flip it around and use it right on the computer like this. Ooh, it's got magnet too, so it'll stick right onto my computer there. Perfect. So all we need to do is connect 2 cables, an USB-C cable to power this monitor. Let me grab a USB-C cable to power it. And I switch over to, we'll just power up real quick here. So we are gonna be able to power on our PC. I'm super excited. We're setting up our monitors right now so that we can see how it looks when it is powered on. So got my monitor plugged in here. It's a USB-C connection. All right, so USB-C is there. We'll swing this around. And I got a little power dongle here. Hang on one moment. I gotta get the power for the monitor. Hold tight, guys. We're almost there. All right, I got my dongle for the power for the monitor. All right, so we're using one of these power adapters here. So I'm gonna power this baby up. And then that will turn on the lapel monitor via USB-C. And then what we shall need is an HDMI cable that connects to the computer graphics card. So just an HDMI to mini HDMI is what we need. And I believe that cable is supplied in the box here. So I'm gonna grab this box. Where is that cable? Oh yeah, it's here. It's just underneath all this packaging material. So let me grab the cable in here. Here we go. Get into the cable. We're looking for... Nope, I stored it somewhere else. I didn't store it in the box. All right, I know exactly where I have it. It's in my cabinet of cables. So give me 1 second. Let me look for that cable. Come on, HDMI cable, where are you? Not there. Not there. We need an HDMI cable. We need a regular mini HDMI to an HDMI. So we gotta find the right cable to connect to the monitor. Where is that cable? Hang tight, guys. I'm looking for a cable, a mini HDMI to an HDMI cable, so that we can power up the monitor. I've had the cable around here somewhere. It's just it's missing right now. So I wasn't planning on powering up my PC, but since we got the SATA drive installed, since we got the RAM already installed, the fans for the cooler, and graphics cards installed, so everything is ready to go. We just need to power up and see if the computer actually works. So it's very nerve-wracking, and I just need the right cable right now. I think this is the cable. Let me see. Nope, that's not the cable either. You gotta find a very specific cable. It's a mini HDMI cable to regular HDMI. And I don't see it anywhere. Yes, Academy Kingsway said, let's do it! Yes, I totally agree. Let's do it. I just can't find the cable, guys. Give me some moment here while I look for the cable. I know I'm not on the camera right now because I'm trying to look for this cable and I'm all... Oh, I think I found one. I found one. All right, cool. Here it is. This is the mini HDMI cable and to HDMI. All right, I found the cable I need. Man, I gotta organize my cables. It's a mess in my studio here. All right, I got the cable I need. So this mini HDMI right here. Perfect. And then it's gonna go to the HDMI on the back of this brand new PC that we're gonna power up for the very first time. It's never been on in its entire life as a PC that I own. So I'm super excited about it. I got the HDMI port here. Let's plug in this HDMI cable and let's see if we can bring it to life. Let's see which port is the HDMI. I think it's this port here. A little bit tight back there to plug in the cable. We'll make it work, don't worry guys. I think that's the port right there. Yep, all right, it's in. Okay, so you guys see the screen here. Before we look at the screen, let's just look at the fans because the fan is the first indication that everything is on once I've hit the power button. So fingers crossed. Let me make sure we got all the cables figured out. We got the power supply cable plugged in. All the fans are plugged in. Headers, pump is connected to the motherboard header to power on the pump for the cooler, for the CPU. Graphics cards got power. All right, this is it. 3, 2, 1, power on the PC. No, no power. Oh, power, we got power. We got power. Okay, All right, let's switch over to the top view. Let's look at the screen. Let's see what we got on the screen here. So the screen should pick up the HDMI input. Let me go ahead and hit delete a couple of times to get into the BIOS of the new computer. All right, do we have visual? No, no visual. Okay, so we got power, and nothing's beeping at me. Well, of course, there's no speaker, but nothing's on the monitor either. So let me see if I can switch on. Oh, we got something on the monitor. HDMI 1 is showing up. Oh, we got the boot screen. All right, it's detecting the Ryzen 3950X CPU. Does it detect the SSD? Yeah, we got the Samsung SSD detected. We got 32GB detected there, so it's looking good, guys. Let me hit delete a couple of times to get into the BIOS. It said device change, CPU or memory CMOS has been cleared. Please enter setup to configure. Press F1 to run setup. So we're gonna hit F1 to run the setup. So this keyboard, all right, so the F1 is not working. I think my keyboard is not working. Let me connect the USB dongle to the front of the computer, and maybe this one will work. So then, let me see if I hit F1 now. Does that work? Nope. My keyboard is not connected. Interesting. The keyboard should be the easiest part to connect to the computer. I'm surprised, unless my keyboard is out of battery. So it's still not loading. The F1 on the computer can't hit F1. So let me see if I can replace the battery on my keyboard. I'll be right back. I'm gonna replace the battery on my keyboard, and hopefully that will allow us to get into the setup menu so that we can set up our computer. So bear with me, guys. I'll be right back with the power on the keyboard so that we can run the setup menu and set up our computer. For the very first time, everything's gonna be set up and we are gonna have a perfectly running PC. So let us see. So I got new batteries on my keyboard, and we got comments. Maybe you should get a wired keyboard. Yeah, I think a wired keyboard would be good too. But first, let me try this USB keyboard. So I'm gonna turn on the USB keyboard one more time. Power it up, hit F1. Come on, F1. Nope, it's not working. All right, I'm gonna try the wired keyboard as per Academy Kingway. Let me grab a wired keyboard. Good suggestion, good suggestion. All right, wired keyboard, let's do this. Good old trusty wired keyboard, right? You can't go wrong with a wired keyboard. All right, I got my wired mechanical keyboard here. Let us plug this keyboard in and hit F1. All right, F1, boom! Hit delete to enter boot. Oh, yes, we're in it. Thanks for the tip, Kingsway's Academy, or Academy Kingway. Now we're in the BIOS. Let me move this up a little bit more so you guys can see the whole computer screen. There we go, so you guys can see the whole screen. Oh, look at that. 3.5 gigahertz. And let me see if I can focus in right there. 3.5 gigahertz. It detected the wrong RAM speed, but it detected 16 core. This is the Tomahawk X570 motherboard. It's got the Ryzen 9 3950X 16 core CPU. Everything looks good. Yeah. Oh, now my wireless keyboard works. Look at this. My wireless keyboard works now. Okay, so it works more when I pull it towards the adapter. That's why. Okay, so yeah, thank you, Academy Kingway. Yes, my wireless keyboard finally works now. Now that the machine is in the BIOS. So let us change the RAM speed. So to change the RAM speed, I'm gonna go ahead and go to, I can use the mouse too. So let's go to the overclocking menu. That will help us do that. So we go to advanced right here on top. There's the advanced menu. So go to there, and then we're gonna go to overclocking settings, and we're just gonna go down to RAM speed. We're gonna put this XMP. That's going to use the XMP RAM profile. So that when we just have to enable that. And once that's enabled, we can escape, and nope, we want to quit with saving. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna close out up here. Well, before we do that, let's just make sure that our boot priority is configured right. So I want to be able to boot from the USB drive. So here's our boot priority, and full screen logo is enabled. Let's boot from the SSD first. So here's the Samsung hard drive. We'll boot from the Samsung hard drive, but if that doesn't have the boots, we will boot from UFI USB key. Or actually, to even make it easier, let's just set the key first and then the hard drive second, just like that. That way I will boot from the USB drive, which will have Windows 10 installation, and that should do it. But before we even do that, let's save the BIOS. Here it says boot option 1, 2, 5, and 7 has been switched around. Yeah. So, and then we're enabling AXMP. So right now you see the RAM is 233 megahertz. We will get out and we will go back into the BIOS. And this time around, when we go into the BIOS, it should show 3600 megahertz RAM, because that's using the XMP profile. So I'm hitting delete right now to see if we can get into the BIOS. I think the BIOS is loading. Yay, the computer's working. I'm so excited. Yep, and there we have it. You see the RAM is now 3600 megahertz. The CPU is 3.5 gigahertz. And we got 32 gigabyte of RAM. So everything looks good. Let us plug in the USB drive and install Windows. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited, guys. You don't know how excited I am. I've been waiting for this computer to power on for the longest time. And now we can install Windows on this computer. So I got a trusty USB drive with Windows here. I'm gonna turn off the computer. So let me just exit out of the BIOS without saving, and then we'll just power down the computer. So I think we just hit the power button. There we go. So now I can plug in this USB in the back of the computer, and that will let me install Windows 10. So just gonna boot up and let it go into the USB, because that's the main boot, right? Because we set up boot option 1 is USB and boot option 2 is the hard drive. So it's just gonna go boot from the USB right now. So here we go. It should just boot into Windows, and we'll see how fast it boots into Windows. There it is. All right, we are configuring Windows. I want to see the Windows menu. Let me see the Windows. We got the Windows menu. Yes, Windows is booting up. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Perfect. All right, so we are going to go through the installation. Just click next here. Looking good. And we're just going to do a fresh installation. Yes, it's setting up. Setup is starting. So we're going to see how fast it is to install Windows. I don't have a key yet, so let's say I don't have a product key. And then we're going to install Windows 10 Pro. Click next. Sweet! Getting there. Getting there. And then, yep, just make sure I read all this. Watch how fast I read all this. Adobe Flash Player License Terms Agreement is done. Flash. Okay. Accept the license agreement. Click next. Yes. And then we're going to do install Windows only, just as a custom installation. And we're going to install it to the 4 terabyte Evo SSD here. So we are just going to actually, can we just clean out all these partitions? Let me see if I can delete all these partitions here, because I don't think okay, let me see if I can delete this partition. Okay. Can I delete this EFI partition too? Yes. Okay, cool. So now I have this whole amount of unallocated space. So perfect. So I go a new partition, maximum size, yes. And then let's just go ahead and apply it. Ensure that Windows works correctly. Windows might create additional partitions. Sure. Oh yeah, so it creates those extra partitions. That's fine. So here's my 2 terabyte, or my, wait. It didn't give me, it split it up the drive into multiple partition. It won't create one partition. Huh, that's weird. I can't get a 1 terabyte partition, 1 4 terabyte partition. Why did it do that? Why did it split it up to two 2 terabyte partition? That's kind of lame. Let me see if I can try this again. Let me delete that. Allocated space. Yeah, let me just try it one more time. Let's delete this. So now, if I refresh, that's weird. Oh wait, you guys can't really see this. Sorry, the screen is too bright for you guys to see. Let me make it a little darker. There you go. Sorry about that. So you guys can probably see a little bit better now. So now I'm trying to look at this. I have one drive, but it's trying to partition it as 2 drive. So that's a little bit annoying, to be honest. So I guess I don't mind. It's gonna do another partition. I want one big partition. Now I have one 2 terabyte and one, well, alright, let's just install Windows on the 2 terabyte drive. Let's do that. Yes. Let's install it. Woohoo! It's installing now. So let's set the timer. Let's start the timer. We should be done, I'm guessing, in no more than 5 minutes. So copying Windows files, getting ready to install Windows, 1%, 5%, 7%, 8%. It's going pretty fast. There we go, 12%, 15%, 19, 21, 24, 25, 28, 31. And remember, we're installing on an SSD drive, but what's helping it run so fast is the processor. It's a 16-core, 32-thread CPU. This is a Ryzen 9 3950X CPU running at 3.5 gigahertz. 72% done copying the files already. And remember, it's trying to copy the files from a USB drive. So the USB drive isn't very fast at all. So I think right now the bottleneck is actually the USB drive, because that's an old USB drive I had. That USB drive is like 5-6 years old. So once it's done copying from the USB drive to the hard drive, then from the SSD drive, now it's going to be fast. So now it's just installing the features, installing updates, and it's just going to wrap it up. So here we go, wrapping it up. So it's restarting Windows. So I'm going to let it restart. And actually, I should change the boot sequence now to not start from the USB anymore, because I don't want it to keep trying to start from the USB. So I'm going to make sure I hit delete and go into BIOS and change the boot sequence to just the Samsung SSD and not the USB drive. So I'm hitting delete right now to get into the BIOS so I can change that boot sequence again. Alright, we're making progress. This is so cool, guys. I'm about ready to get into Windows. I'm excited. I can't believe the whole build came together. Everything is loaded. Everything is working properly. Hitting delete a few times here, but I'm not getting into the BIOS. Why not? Oh, maybe I wasn't fast enough and it's already using the USB to load. I don't know. I really don't know what's happening right now. Oh, maybe it's still doing something. I'll let it do its thing. So we'll just wait here just for like a minute or so. While we're waiting for that, I'm gonna switch over to my other camera so you guys can see the rest of the build. Oh, this other camera should be, there we go. Yeah, so you can see the rest of the build right here. It's looking pretty good. We got the RGB fans going. Oh, look at this. The case has its own RGB here. Oh, and we can see the RGBs on the graphics card now. We never were able to see that either. Oh, I didn't notice that either. We have a very bright light here. So this bright light might mean there's something wrong with the boot, possibly. So let me power it off and let me unplug the USB drive. But back here we got our fans cooling our AIO. So that's looking good too. So everything is looking pretty good, except it's not booting yet. So let me actually turn off the computer and boot into Windows, because I think this debug LED is telling me there's a problem. So I'm just gonna power off the PC. I'm gonna unplug this USB drive from back here, and we shall boot up. And hopefully, if you look at the top view now, hopefully we'll get into Windows. If we don't get into Windows, I have a little troubleshooting to do. But I think we're good. I think we're good once we get into Windows. Let's see if we'll start the Windows setup. Just give it a moment. We still got the debug LED going on here. That's definitely not good. So why would it show a debug LED after we were able to install Windows? Everything was looking good up to this point. So let me think. What can be causing? Oh, hey, we're going to Windows. Oh, the debug LED turned off. Yay! See? The debug LED right there, it's not on anymore. And if you look at the top there, we are booting into Windows. We're looking good. Yes, 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 yes. All right. And Academy Kingsway says, how much did this build cost? Oh, it cost around $2,500. So $2,500 for this build. It's a little bit expensive, but I'm going to use this for gaming, for streaming, for video editing, and for graphics editing. So this computer is going to be my work computer and my play computer. So I saved up a long time. I haven't had a new computer in over 10 years. So my old computer was an i7 2600K with 16 gigabyte RAM. So that computer lasted me a really long time, but now it's time to install Windows on this new computer that cost me $2,500. But it's been worth the wait. I've been waiting for a long time, and this is the new computer, guys. I'm so excited. So Windows is still starting up. We'll give it a few minutes there. And right now, as you know, it's booting from the SSD. So I think it installed some files. It's restarting itself now, so we'll just give that a moment. But it's looking good. We got, yes, Windows now. It's probably starting for the first time now after it's all done set up. And oh yeah, it's good. I'll let the installation continue. It's looking really good. I'm super excited. And then once that's all set up, I'm gonna adjust the RGBs to actually sync with the motherboard. So we'll see how that works too, because I'm super excited about that as well. We got some ooh, all right, let's set this up. So we are in the United States, that region right there. We're good. Keyboard is US. We don't need any other keyboard. Should we connect to internet? Nah, let's don't worry about internet right now. So no internet. Just continue with limited setups. Computer name. All right, let's call ourselves Utechpia. If I can spell my name right, Utechpia. All right, password 1 2 3 4 5. Something simple that I can remember. Make sure I type it right. 1 2 3 4 5. Next line. 1 2 3 4 5. Yes. Next line. Security question. What was your first pet's name? I don't know. 1 2 3 4 5. Next. All right. Next security question. What was the name of the city you were born? Well, 1 2 3 4 5. All right. Next security question. What was your childhood nickname? You guessed it. 1 2 3 4 5. All right. Click next there. All right. Just a moment. It's booting up. It's asking us if we want speak recognition. Okay. Find my device. Sure. Ink and typing. Let's turn that off. Location. Sure. Why not? Diagnostic data. Let's turn it off. Tailor experience. Let's just turn it off for now. Advertisement ID. We'll turn it off. And let's accept these options. Histories. Nah. Don't worry about the histories. Cortana. Nah. Not right now. All right. Hello. Windows says to me, we're setting up the computer and we're getting everything ready for you. Yes, my computer is finally booting up. And again, I know you guys are tuning in. You're probably thinking, well, this video's title is 1 terabyte enough, and why is this installing Windows? Well, basically, I decided 1 terabyte isn't enough for me. I'd rather spend the money on an SSD, so I got a 4 terabyte SSD instead of a 1 terabyte SSD. And now we're installing Windows on it, and this is a brand new computer build that I just built, and this is the first time it's starting up, so I'm super pumped, super excited. This is the first computer I built in 10 years, and the first power on, everything worked like a charm. I mean, there was a little bit of hookup, but Academy Kingsway helped me out. Basically, I had a USB keyboard that was out of battery, and he just told me to use a wired keyboard, and Kingsway Academy was right using a wired keyboard, helping me into BIOS. And right now we're just booting up, getting Windows installed, and setting up Windows right now. So we should be ready any moment right now. I'm super excited, super excited. So this might take several minutes, almost there, getting us hyped for the installation of Windows. And hey, look at that, we're there. We are in Windows, and I mean, that's it. Windows is installed. My computer is ready to go. We can check out the system properties here. Let's see if we can go to, where is our system properties? Is it in settings? Yeah, go systems, and we can see what is our system setting for this computer. Where do we go to see like the CPU and everything like that? Is it about? Yeah, here we go. So the PC is monitored and protected. It says the device name is, it should be Utopia, but anyway, we got the 3950X CPU, 32GB of RAM is being detected here. We got device ID, product IDs. All right, and we can rename the PC. Let's rename the PC. I'm gonna call this PC Utopia. All right, and we can restart now, I guess. And let's see if this computer survives one final restart. After that final restart, we can set up our RGBs to sync with the computer case or the motherboard so that everything's in sync. So while the PC is starting, I guess what we can do, well, we'll watch it start. Let's see how fast it starts, because right now it's running on the SSD. So let's see, booting, starting Windows. Whoa, that's it. That was fast. So password 12345. Boom, we're in. Windows is ready to go. That is so fast, guys. That is so good. Okay, cool. All right, now let's play around with the other features of this computer case. So what can we do with this computer case? So you see there's this one RGB strip. This is part of the computer case. And I think these buttons here changes the color. So yeah, look at that. We can change the color. And ooh, look at that. Different RGB modes for this strip here. That looks nice. This is like the original red one. We got this one. This is a Lee 011 XL case, by the way. Look at that. Let me lower this tripod just a little bit lower so you guys can see what's going on here. There we go. Look at the computer case. Maybe a little bit higher, right there. So you can see the case as well as the LED strip right here. This is the LED strip we're changing. So lots of different patterns here. Ooh, I like this one. It's just a simple line going down. And it changes color every time. And then we can turn it off. This is RGB. And then there's these solid colors. Cool, very nice. All right, now I want to see if I can sync all the fans into the computer. So let me shut off the computer. Let me turn off Windows real quick. So I'm gonna power off Windows right now. So I'm gonna power off Windows. This to all just shut down. And Windows powering off, shutting down. Ta-da! I shouldn't really say ta-da, but really, Windows is off and everything's working. All the fans are turning off. And we've successfully built a computer. Now let's see if we can set up the RGBs to sync with the motherboard. So let's see how we can do that. So each of these fans, each of these GIM fan hubs, they actually have a connection here that lets it sync to the motherboard, the Aurora 5 volt here. So let me connect that with the right cable. So those are from the fan hub. So let me grab the cables from the fan box so we can set that up properly. That way we can get the fan to sync with the computer, and then we can get hopefully the RGB strip on the side of the case to sync with the computer too, but one step at a time. So first, let's get our fans to sync with the motherboard. So these fans here, we can connect it to the motherboard here, and this would connect to the fan here. So let me connect this to the fan hub. Just let me see which way it goes in. Is it going this way? Oh, here, sorry, wrong port. So it should be over here. So let's see if I can get this in. There we go. So this one will help me sync it to the motherboard, and we have one on the other case, on the other fan hub here too. So let me plug this one into this fan hub as well. So here's this sync right here for this fan hub. Alright, perfect. Alright, so now let's plug these two into our motherboard so we can get the RGB sync to the motherboard. So let's go over to this side. And let's see where we can run these two cables. So let's figure this out. This will be tricky. Oop, let me lock the phone. Let me move the phone up a little bit so we can see where we want the RGB. So we got one RGB header right here. This one here, this is the, maybe I can get this in focus a little bit. There we go. So this one is the rainbow, R rainbow 2, so that's one connection. And I believe I have another connection down here. All right, if we can focus. And where is our rainbow here? Is it that one right here? I think that's it. Yeah, this is our rainbow 1. Maybe if I turn off the lights, you can see it. Nope, you can't see it. You just have to take my word for it right here. This is our rainbow 1. So one fan can connect to here, and then the other fan can connect up to here. So we'll have 2 cables coming to the other front side. So from the back here, this is one of the cable. We'll stick it through here, and that will be the one powering the top. So let's go ahead and connect this top cable to our rainbow 2. And see, you see how there's 3 pins? The one in the middle is blank. Just like here, there's going to be 3 pins on the motherboard, and the one in the middle is blank as well. You just have to match that. Just line it up so that it matches that and plug it in. And we should be good to go. There we go. So that's connected. And then we have another one. So that one connects the top one. We have another one down here. So that one connects to this other cable here. And we can run this other cable on the bottom over here to the other side of the motherboard. Where is that cable? Right here. And then just like the other one, you see how this one has 3 pins, and the motherboard also has 3 pins. Just gonna line it up the right way and plug it in, just like that. Make sure it goes in all the way. I think it's in all the way. Nope, it's not in all the way. How come it didn't go in all the way? There it is. Now it's in all the way. It's secured. Sweet. All right, so now those are for my fans. So now what about the motherboard? Does a motherboard, I mean the computer case, does the computer case have an RGB connection for me? So I see here, I see the RGB connection here, but I don't see any wires. So let me look at the manual real quick for the computer case. So we pull out the computer case. We can look at how we set up the RGBs for the computer case. We should also use the anti-sagging bracket right here for the graphics card, which we'll install later. But for now, let's check out so this is the USB ports. We already installed that. We need the RGB connection for the front of the case. So where is the RGB for the front of the case here? So, it doesn't show us where we are going to be able to sync. Oh, yeah, it comes with the RGB light strip here. C and D is how you control it here. But where are we able to connect that to sync with the motherboard? That's kind of, I'm wondering if we can sync that with the motherboard. So it doesn't seem like it lets us, oh here, right here. Okay, so here's the LED computer board installation. So right there, you have this connection cable and you just need to connect this to the motherboard. And then this to the power supply. Okay, so we got the one to the power supply ready. So we need to connect this one to the motherboard. Since we already connected one strip to the motherboard, let's just look for this connection first. So where is this connection? Where is this connection on our computer case? So, that's gonna be tricky. It's gotta be somewhere in all this mess here, because I can see the fan hub. Okay, so, okay. I think I know where they are. They're kind of tied. They're kind of tied down back here. You see, we have some cables tied right back there. And I bet you if we loosen those up, we will get the cables we need. Where are those cables tied? Yeah, okay, they're in the front here. So they're tied down. Oh, it's just the length of it is tied down. So let me just loosen it up so I have more length to work with. That's it. That's just, it's just one cable. And it's just tied there because it's just long. So let me undo that. Let me put the phone down so I can undo that tie wrap. So give me one moment as I undo this tie wrap here so I can loosen this cable. And then that should allow us to get the RGBs to connect to the motherboard. And then we will have to sync all the fans to the same RGB, so that will look so cool. Alright, so I loosened the tie wrap. Alright, and let me see if I can get that cable out. Yes! I freed the cable. Alright, so the cable is free. You see the cable is free. Here's the header. It's still, let me undo this, and then now we have more room to get the cable to the motherboard. So this is the one we were working on earlier. Remember we plugged up the power SATA connection to it? And now we know why it was tucked in back there. It was because these wires were all wrapped together and they were all tied to the case. So now we can loosen that up. So now we can put this RGB header into the motherboard. So let's connect this to, oh boy. So this hub controls the back fan and the 3 front fans. So that one controls the back fan and also the 3 front fan. So let me sync the front 3 fans with the RGB here. That way it'll look nicer. So these 3 front fans here and the back fan, let's use this to sync it with the motherboard. So does this have a split? I'm trying to wonder how we can split the color, the RGB signal, because in the motherboard we only have 2, the rainbow port 1 here and the rainbow port 2, and we're already using it. So if I use this one, I also need to load up my other. Okay, so let me just make this one random for now. So I won't use the motherboard to power this one down here. So I'm going to unplug that one. So let me unplug this one. Oh, there's an extension here. So at the end of this one, it extends to something else, but we won't be able to extend it because we have this connection too. So we'll have to get an adapter. Okay, so let's take this out for now. So we'll pull this one back here. Yeah, if we have an adapter, we can kind of connect this one with this one, and somehow, like, if we can get these pins to connect together, that would be perfect. But we don't have anything that will connect these together. So I rather power the RGB in the front to sync up. Let's see how the RGB in the front works. Let's just see how the RGB in the front syncs up. So we'll test the RGBs in the front and we'll sync it to the motherboard and see how that looks. So there's that. We'll connect it to the motherboard, and this is the case RGBs. And we'll plug that in. Now, this is always hard. It doesn't always go in at the first try. Huh, still didn't go in. Try one more time. Oh no, I just bent all the pins. That sucks. Oh man, that really sucks. I bent the pins. Be very careful with this. You guys don't want to bend the pins. Oh, I'll plug this in. Oh, it's in. There's just no satisfying lock. It's in all the way now. Alright, so when we power it up now, so hopefully the RGB in the front will sync, and then our motherboard will have some pattern with that. So should this sync with the fans? Let's see if we can get to sync with the motherboard. That doesn't look like it's syncing with the motherboard. Maybe it doesn't sync with the motherboard. Oh wait. There's supposed to be a button that we hit so that it syncs with the motherboard. Because right now the motherboard is pushing out these color patterns right here. I think. Let me just make sure I hit the remote and I tell it to use the motherboard patterns. So there should be a button for motherboard right here, MB. Okay, so now it's using motherboard pattern, I think. Yeah, that's the motherboard pattern. Yes. Okay, cool. And then these other ones right here, we're not using motherboard pattern for that. But you see how now these are cycling right now with the motherboard. They look sweet. Because you see how the motherboard is also cycling with that pattern? We just gotta get these RGBs here to cycle with the motherboard. And I'm wondering if there's like a switch on the front. Okay. Oh, here. Putting the header of the motherboard onto this connection. That's what we did, I think. Putting the header already connected to the RGB strip on the front. Putting the header of motherboard connection onto this header. Putting the... Oh! This connects to motherboard. Wait, so this connects to motherboard. Okay, so this is putting the header to the MC button onto this header. Oh, that's this button. And then this one connects to the RGB. Okay. Well, that doesn't help me much because how do I use the MC button to sync with the motherboard? So let's see if we can figure that part out. So let's see here if we can sync up the MC button in the front of the case to the motherboard pattern. No, I don't see that. Where's the MC button? We saw the MC button before in this manual. Hard drives installed. Here, the MC. Okay, so here's the mode button. Alright, so here's the manual. It says M is the mode. So there's 8 lightning effect. The first one to 7 is the built-in lightning mode. The 8th one syncs up to the ARGB with the motherboard. Connecting to the header of the motherboard. To turn off the lightning, press the button for 3 seconds. To turn on, press it 3 seconds again. So it's the 8th one. Ah, okay. So I don't know which one is the first one. So we should know when it's the 8th one. Okay, so now it's off. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5, that's 6, that's 7, that's 8. What? The 8th one has nothing. No, my 8th one is not connecting to the motherboard unless I bent those pins already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So right now the motherboard is it green and blue? Oh, it is green and blue. Oh, wait, is it synced? The yellow, blue. It is synced. You see, purple, and then whites. No, it's kind of close. It is kind of close, but it might be just at a different wavelength. But I think it is synced. I think it is synced, guys. Because right now, I think it is synced. I don't want to do anything right now. Maybe what we can do is, let's not worry about syncing this bar. Let's just connect these fans here to sync with the motherboard. So then now all the fans will sync up. So let me turn off my computer and do that. So let me switch up to the top view so we can just shut down the computer. So we'll power it down, shut down anyway, shutting down, perfect. So now our computer's off. So what we'll do is we'll use this this cable from here, from this fan hub, and we'll connect that to the computer. And we won't worry about using a motherboard connection for the RGB strip in front of the computer case. So let's take out this one. This one's for the computer case. We won't use this one, but we'll use this one for the fans. It's always tough to put this in because I never know if it's actually connected. Try again here. Okay, I think it's in. Alright, so let's turn on the computer case. Did it turn on? My computer turn on? Try again. Alright, computer's on. Those fans are on. Let me make sure this is on motherboard too. So we gotta get the remote and put this onto motherboard. So are they both on motherboard? It's kind of tricky because one goes on motherboard, the other one's off. Let me put this down so I can sync them to both be on motherboard. Give me 1 second. So let me turn off this guy. So we gotta make sure both of them are synced to the motherboard. So that one is synced to motherboard. Alright, I'll let you watch the top view for now while I sync these things. Alright, so that one's synced to motherboard. So let me turn that off, connected to this one. Oh, leave this one off. So now this one needs to be on motherboard. Oh, what? Where's this one getting power? Oh, that's the front RGB. Whoops. Hang on. This connection. Let me see here. Hang on tight. Hang on tight. I'm getting some stuff worked out here. Let me give you a different angle so you can see what I'm doing. So let me switch over to this angle here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Alright. Gotta get the tripod on. Slide in the camera so you guys can see what's going on here. Hold tight. Alright, there we go. Hang on. Gotta get the camera figured out for you guys. Okay, there's the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to make sure both of these are syncing to the motherboard. And it's a little bit tricky because the way we are powering them. Okay, so let me unplug this. Alright. Tricky because you guys can switch them to motherboard mode one at a time. So right now, I definitely don't think this is on motherboard mode. We'll hit this until it goes into motherboard mode. That's not motherboard mode. No. Oh, I think the connection is not going to the motherboard. Because I can tell that's not motherboard mode. That's too fast for it to be motherboard mode. Let me see if the connection back there is connected. Change the speed? Yeah, we can change the speed so it's not motherboard mode. I think that's motherboard mode right there, but it's not getting any signal from the motherboard. So that's why it's not following the pattern of the motherboard. So a little bit tricky here. See if we can get this figured out. So right now, that's not motherboard pattern. And when we go to motherboard pattern, it just turns off. So it might be that the cable is a little wonky. Yeah. Well, we know this one on top here. This one's already set to motherboard. So I think If I connect this one, you can see it's in the motherboard pattern. Yeah, that's definitely the motherboard pattern up there. So I expect this kind of pattern for this guy down here, but we're not getting it. So let's see if we can go over here and see what's going on. It might be that this connector here connecting to the motherboard just isn't working right. Yeah, I feel it's loose. That's the problem. It's not really tight. And yeah. And I want to make sure. Alright, so let me see. We can unplug this guy here. So the only one that should be on is the one that's on bottom. Yeah, it should be in motherboard mode right now. It's these cables here. It's not making the connection for me. It's weird. Oh, I saw them light up. So when they light up, that should have been the motherboard pattern. Because right now they're kind of lit up. They're kind of stuck in a color, right? Oh, I see what's wrong with this. You gotta be careful because you can slide the pins in on the top. You gotta hit them right in the pins, not on the top of the connector. That's what I was missing. And it's very tricky. There we go. So you see how when I get it just right, it lights up? That's when you know you got it just right. Otherwise, you're gonna get like the top too high and you won't actually hit the pins. So I gotta line up just right. There we go. Got it. Nailed it. So now you see it's the motherboard lighting. Yes. And now I can turn the other one onto motherboard lighting too. So it's already configured to motherboard lighting. So now both these are on the motherboard spectrum. They're off intentionally, offbeat, but they're motherboard style lighting. So let me turn off the LED. Turn on the. You can see now. Now that looks clean. You see how everything's in sync with the motherboard? Because the motherboard has its own RGB light, and it's also in sync with the graphics card right now. And the fans are in sync. The top ones are in sync with the bottom one, and then these are in sync with this one. And everything's got the MSI theme going on. And I think that looks fantastic. And then if I want to, I can have this stripped in the front. Oh, yeah, I got to plug the power back in for this strip. So if I want to, I can have the RGBs in front of the computer go on too. So this strip here, maybe just have it as what color? So of course it's not connected to the motherboard, so I can leave it off, or I can leave it as a solid white color. I think a solid white color looks nice too, just like that. And then we got those RGBs in the back, and that's it. We're done, guys. We finally configured the computer. It's working. Windows is running. The fans are RGBing. They're synced and everything looks good. So we do need to buy one more cable, and that cable is to split the ARGB connection from the motherboard to also go to the front strip. Because once we can get that to have the front strip be kind of in sync with everything else, then we should be really, really good to go. But I think that's it for this video. I'm going to wrap up the wires a little bit more, and that should be the end of this. So, oh, I should talk about these fans I have here. So these fans are the KB11 from GIM. Let me switch over to that on Amazon Live. So hold tight as I switch over to this view for a second while I switch over to the RGB fans, so you guys know which fan I'm talking about. So down the link below is the GIM KB11 fans. That's the fan I'm using, and it's highlighted now so you guys can see these beautiful fans go. I'll show you the view from the fans right now again. So if I can switch over to the right view, hang on. There we go. There we go. So these are the GAM KB11 fans. Looking good, looking good. See how the fans look? They look fantastic. They're in sync now. They're kind of breathing, and this light is just on. But if I can get the extra cable to extend the pattern for the motherboard, I can get these two to sync together. That'd be really sweet. But for now, I think this is good. I just kind of fixed up the wire clutter a little bit, and that will be the wrap. So thanks so much for watching. For me to figure out all these cables to also power up Windows, because as you guys can see, Windows is now running, and it's running really well. From the top view, and there it is, Utechmia, and if I enter my password 12345, you can see it starts up, everything looks good. We can go to our settings and maybe look at our system, and we can look at, if you scroll down here, look at about our system, and there we go. We get its Utechmia name. It's got the Ryzen 3950X 16 core 3.5 gigahertz. It's got the RAM, 32 gigabytes of RAM, and we know that's running at 3600 megahertz because we configured that on the profile of the computer, and we're good. So thanks so much for watching. I'm happy we got the computer all worked out. So until next time, we're probably going to be playing some games. Fallout Guys is probably the game I'm going to test out. So I'll test it out a little bit, and then I'll show you in the next live video. So thanks so much for watching, and we're going to go ahead and sign out right now. So signing out on Amazon Live. Take care, stay safe. Adios, amigos. Bye. See ya. And we're going to sign out on Facebook as well. See you guys. And we'll sign out on YouTube as well. Adios. Bye, YouTube.